This is the lab 2 of PM2170. The lab 2 is preventive maintenance of a blower. This is the blower. What is the function of blower? I think you might have studied with Mr. Peter. He is teaching the lecture part of theory part of blower. Blower is a machine device for blowing air. Blowing means it's not sucking, it is sucking from atmosphere and it is giving air. And that air, in fact, then you will ask what is the difference between fan and a blower. Fan is actually, there's a limit for giving very high pressure air. Whereas this will give a very high pressure air. It's pushing to different long area. So and then the high pressure. That's why it's called a blower. And another example for blower is exhaust fan is like a blower. Small, you can consider exhaust fan in the kitchen or in the bathroom because it is sucking the hot air or dirty air and it is pushing out. But there is a limit for the pressure of air going out. Whereas blower give high intensity, high pressure air. It can be thrown out to the atmosphere. Atmosphere is the place where you need high pressure air. So the important parts of the blower are here. This is the one motor. So motor is very important because it is working based on electrical energy. That's why it's a motor. And then there is, you can see here, this is the driver pulley. And because the motor is connected to the pulley. And then there is a driven pulley. So the driven pulley is connected to the impeller, the shaft of the impeller. So the impeller, and when the impeller rotates, we will get the thing that I'll explain. So here the driver pulley, this is a driven pulley. And you can see that there is the diameter of the driver pulley is small, whereas the driven pulley is bigger, having got a bigger diameter. And it is connected with the V belt. This is the V belt. So why it's called V belt? The shape is like a V. You might have studied before also regarding the transmission of power conveyor. So that time you must have studied this one. So this is a V belt, and this is the groove of the pulley. This is called a groove of the pulley. And then there is this is the one bearing here, and there is one bearing here. This bearing is actually supporting the shaft and also the pulley. That is very important. The bearing function of bearing is to support the pulley and also the shaft of the motor and the shaft of the impeller. That is the important parts. So impeller, this is the bearing here, one bearing here, and this is the pulley, and this is called a pulley groove, and also this is a V belt and motor, and this is the body casing of the blower. It's the casing, and I told you this is the impeller, and this is the exhaust discharge. The discharge air is going through this place. It's called discharge. And then this is the suction side. This is suction. Air is coming from here, sucked and then pushed to this way, this side. This is discharge. So here, when coming to the maintenance, here also there is a bearing here, one bearing here, and this is the frame which is supporting the shaft. This is, and with the bolt and everything. So these are the important parts of the blower. Now coming to the maintenance. Maintenance is very important. Maintenance maybe you need once in a month. If you find that there is a proper tension of the belt is not there, and also if there's some vibration is there, and the proper lubrication is not there, then you need to do preventive maintenance. So preventive maintenance, first you check the external body. The external body, if any problem with the external body of the machine, first check. Any equipment, first check, first hand impression. And if there is a bolt loose, then maybe you need to tight, and if still it is not tightening well, what you have to do is you need to replace the bolt and nut everything. So, and also then the lubricating the bearings, very important. Sometimes if too much vibration, you need to take the shaft and everything out and replace the bearing with a new bearing. That's also important. So, and then next one is so the tensioning of the belt. Look at here, this belt is very loose. So that means this is not tightened properly. When you, after explaining, we will start, then you will understand, you will see that the belt is not tensioned. So you need to do tensioning. So for tensioning, you need to remove this bolt and everything and push and also raise it little up so that the belt will get the proper tension. And also how you test the tension, there is a tensioning device. This is the tensioning device, belt tensioner. So here we can press like this before that, and then the diameter here, by getting a steel rule here, first put it there, and then tension. Then this gap between these two, this gap is, according to the specification, there is proper specification, and the gap is too big, means the tension is not correct. So that you can check from here. This tension gauge will give you the reading, and check with the manufacturer's catalog, and if make sure that it is maintained, it has got a proper tension. If it is proper tension, it will affect the performance of the blower. So then this tension is, and also you can check the, after long use, and maybe there is too much wear and tear of the groove here, of the pulley. So we can test this one. This is the groove pulley gauge. By checking here, so the angle is 40 degrees here. It is around 40 degrees. So if it is there's a gap between the groove, means there is you need to replace the pulley. Here this pulley and pulley, this angle is different, this angle is different. So you must check the groove pulley angle, and once it is once it meets with the specification of the mentioned in the catalog, means it is okay. Otherwise, you need to replace the pulley. Then also bearing, I told you, bearing, if it is running at a vibration, too much vibration, that means the problem is with the bearing. So you need to replace the bearing, and also after replacing, you need to put lubricating grease and things like that. This is and then the motor also, make sure that it is not running at with abnormal noise. If there is abnormal noise, means there is some problem with the motor. Now we will start the blower. So, yeah. So air is sucked from here, and then you can see a high pressure air is coming from here. This side, this is a discharge. This is a suction, and this is a discharge. Look at the belts here. Too much vibration. So you need to replace. You need to tighten the belt. So this is not advisable. So you need to take all the parts out, and then install again, and give proper tension, and start again. Your job is, that is preventive maintenance. So your job is, so I will send you the lab report, and listen to the video, and now you understand the preventive maintenance of a blower. And please read the instructions given in the lab report, and based on the instruction, and you please write the lab report according to the as per the details given in the report. So that's what you have to do. So please, if you have got any doubt during the when you write the lab report, please contact me through in Zoom meeting or by email. Thank you so much.